the Marist program headed in the right direction.
Yeah, like you mentioned, that interesting wrinkle, even though Marist is the 11 seed, they defeated Niagara twice during the regular season, led wire to wire, in fact, as you will get a look at the Marist starting lineup presented by Geico, saving people more than just car insurance. Geico starting lineups.
You see right from the first possession the intensity from the Niagara defense. Last time these two teams met, Marist shot 54% from the floor against the Purple Eagles.
Here's Cubbage, the player that we highlighted. Marist comes in on that 4-game losing streak as Sagal explodes to the basket, and he'll go to the free throw line. Early foul on Marcus Hammond, and we'll take another look.
And that's something, obviously, that Niagara cannot afford, is a guy like Marcus Hammond getting into foul trouble. First 30 seconds in, he picks up a foul. Marcus Hammond is a guy for Niagara that could go for 30 or 40 on any given night. And in March, in tournament-style basketball, he's a guy that you want you to carry your team, not just the first round, through many rounds in the tournament.
Well, then let me put the coach hat on. Probably not the best first foul for Marcus Hammond to pick up, as that is their Geico starting lineup. Again, Geico saving people money on more than just car insurance. I only say that because you want Marcus Hammond on the floor maybe for 40 minutes. Four-guard alignment for Niagara, and they turn it over. Shandon Brown, who draws the assignment of Michael Cubbage first time. That Harasmi loses it. Oh, Roberts couldn't pick it up. Cubbage to the jump stop in the lane, and he'll go to the line as well.
Missed opportunity there for Niagara. The all turnover, so frustrating for a coach. Maybe just in a little bit too much of a hurry there to get out in transition. But you see the size differential, especially out on the perimeter. That's something that John Dunn has brought into his program. You see the physicality of the guards, and it really helps them on the defensive end. We know that's a staple of the way that John Dunn wants his teams to play. Cubbage, Harasmi, Sagal are big guards out on the perimeter. See the size of guys like Brown and Roberts, and even Hammond, good size, but he's a pretty thin guy. There's definitely an advantage there, I think, for Marist, Eddie.
Well, that size advantage is something that they utilized in both of those regular season matchups, mainly down low with Jordan Jones, but like you said, it's pretty much across the board. Well, 3 Marist free throws. We're still looking for our first field goal here in the first half. Hammond double team. Roberts going to fire the corner 3.
And that's the bread and butter of this Niagara team. They like to put up the three-pointer. And Marist likes to put up the three-pointer, too. They took 41 threes in their game against Monmouth just a couple weeks ago. They'll shoot more opportunistic type three-pointers. Will Marist. Niagara's looking to get that three-point attempts up. And Roberts has really done a good job in their lineup this year, solidifying them. A mature basketball player like Roberts.
But he has to exit, and in comes James Towns as Roberts picks up his second foul. Catch and shoot for Sagal, top of the key. There's Brown into the lane. Solomon tried to throw it down low to Kratholm, deflected a couple of times, and a turnover. Almost a turnover, a near turnover, and Jones unable to corral it.
Well, 2 missed opportunities. One on Niagara's side when they forced the turnover. And same thing now for Marist. Great defense, but nobody goes and gets the basketball. Almost expecting the other guy to go pick it up. Sometimes it's as simple as just putting 2 hands on the basketball, making sure you control it, get it to the other team's point guard. You don't want to be too quick to try to get it and go in transition.
Going to put a couple seconds back on the shot clock, now on even 20. Kratholm has to let it go all the way into the backcourt. Solomon way out front. You can see Marist extending that defense to pull up for three. Dribble handoff, Sagal going to get inside. Sagal going to go to the rim. Jordan Jones fouled, and another opportunity for Marist from the foul line. That's where they've scored all three of their early points.
Oh, good job there by Sagal, asserting himself, going hard to the rim, and then Jordan Jones able to follow it up. Oh, in their season series against Niagara, Jordan Jones averaged 18 and 7, shot 16 of 22 in the 2 games. That's 72%. Jones dominated the last game, too. He was 8 of 9 from the floor in their win against Niagara in Poughkeepsie. And you see the lack of size for Niagara.
Well, they brought in Steven Levniak. They've also brought in Greg Kawaka-Mensah, so trying to offset a little bit of that. That ball hit Greg Paulus. He actually, did you see that? It hit him and they didn't recognize it. And he said, "It hit me.
Yep.
Guys, it got me."
Getting to talk to Greg Paulus over the course of the season, an overwhelmingly nice guy, is very sharp, has done a phenomenal job taking over this Niagara program, somebody you root for to succeed.
Jones all alone on the offensive glass. Sagal gives it right back to him. Jordan Jones with the left. Back tap, and there's the rebound to Shandon Brown. Well, you could just tell how the size makes a difference in this matchup. It's going to be a gang rebounding mentality for Niagara.
And exactly how John Dunn wants it for his side. They want to grind you out and be physical. And Niagara's different. They're more of a finesse team. They want to shoot threes. Kawaka-Mensah versatile on the inside there. He'll step out, and he'll also post, and he wants to get to his left hand, does Kawaka-Mensah. You can tell at every position, though, Marist just has a little bit more size, and we'll see what that does to Niagara throughout this game.
So they bring in Tobias Schoberg. They also bring in Braden Bell. Good-looking young player.
I like Braden Bell a lot. Great size, great shooting stroke.
Schoberg had a layup but couldn't find the handle. Bell finding St. Fercy, and more Marist free throws coming with 16:34 to go in the first. Fouls starting to pile up on Niagara. It's already their 5th team foul. We haven't even reached the first media timeout.
Credit Marist for being aggressive and taking the ball to the rim.
Here's another one of those young players, Tyler St. Fercy, the freshman from Manhattan. And Marcus Hammond skies for the rebound. You know, Marist is going to look, and I know they haven't made a field goal yet, but they're leaving some points on the board here from the free throw line, just 4 for 8 in the early going. Hammond left alone for 3. That is just silky smooth for Marcus Hammond.
Such an impressive player, and that can score at all 3 levels. He can shoot the 3. He has a mid-range pull-up game. He can get to the rim. Just an ultra-dynamic player in this league.
St. Fercy will try to answer with a 3 of his own, and the freshman lefty does just that.
Well, if we can stay away from fouling in this game, Eddie, I think we're going to get a lot of that. We're going to get a lot of 3-point attempts from both these teams.
One-point Marist lead. Brown finding Hammond, opposite corner. St. Fercy, the face-up, going to use the screen. And Cubbage is turned. He'll try one from beyond the arc. And an over-the-back foul will go on Marist. That'll get us to the first media timeout. You said we're going to see a lot of threes. Both of these teams getting them up in the early going. Already 8 3-pointers combined in this game. It was St. Fercy the second time, but before that, it was one of the most improved players in the league, Marcus Hammonds, as we'll take this one out with an early 1-point Marist lead.
A couple weeks ago, in their home game against Iona, they came from all the way back, and Hammond made huge plays and hit some incredible shots in that one.
Yeah, just his sophomore season has maybe taken the biggest leap of anyone in the conference. Eight seconds to shoot. Here's Brown. Going to get into the lane. The step back from the elbow is good for Shandon Brown.
That's a big-time shot by Brown, and not an easy one, as Cubbage had him pretty well contested. Nice step back to create some space there by Brown.
And Niagara trying to up the tempo of this game a little bit. This is a pretty interesting matchup of two teams that like to play at very contrasting tempos and styles.
And I like that from Greg Paulus there, picking up the pace here, trying to deny out in the perimeter and pick the pressure up.
Well, just 6 seconds for Marist to shoot. Bell, Schoberg, Erasmi's got to put it up. Rims in and out. There's Levniak underneath.
You signed for that. That almost went down by Erasmi, but that's a great defensive possession by Niagara.
Inside out ball. The three in the corner is good for Levniak.
Eddie, you said it. Inside out basketball. Just getting that ball inside to the paint, getting a paint touch off the ball screen makes the defense collapse. You catch the defense rotating after the ball screen and you get an open look.
I think, Steve, you could see already as Erasmi tees up a triple that falls. It's, again, a 1-point game.
Eddie, it's going to come down to three-point shooting, right? I mean, these teams like to get it up. This is the style that we're going to see from both squads. And to make the game awfully simple, who's going to shoot better from the three-point line?
Well, there you go. Should we just come back in an hour and a half then? I got a stat for you in just a second after this Niagara possession. Here's Hammond. Had a three earlier, guarded by Erasmi. Short shot that Erasmi got a piece of. So Marist this year took 632 threes. Guess how many threes Niagara took?
Good question. I'll say 648.
A bell off. They might at this point, but they came into the game tonight 634. So just 2 3-point attempts separate these two teams.
Did you think I was going to nail it? I almost nailed it.
I did.
I was looking at those numbers the other night, actually, the 3-point numbers. And actually, Siena is a team that, as the 1 seed, they were built on the 3-point shot last year. They're actually gone the opposite way this year.
Yeah, they're playing at a faster pace, but shooting less threes, which is interesting. It's also been interesting to watch Jalen Pickett kind of change his game on the fly from that half-court grinded out to now that up-and-down point guard.
It's such an incredible player. Jalen Pickett makes that whole thing go.
4 new Purple Eagles ready to check in. But what I was going to say earlier, Marist led 7-6 at the first media. This game seems slower, didn't it? This game seemed more like their pace. Now Niagara has a 1-point lead. We get near the second media. This game's sped up a bit.
And that's what Niagara needs to do. We know what John Dunn and his teams have always done in a tournament setting like this. I remember when John Dunn, just a couple years ago, was an 8-9 game against Ryder. Ryder was the 1 seed, and they came in and just kind of took the air out of the basketball. And that's how they like to play. Niagara certainly needs to pick up the pressure, which they're doing right now.
Bell fouled out front by Brown with 4 on the shot clock.
Now, the biggest problem, though, is that because fouls have piled up so early on, and that was really when Marist was getting to the rim and Niagara was forced to foul them to contest their shots. Because so many fouls have piled up against them, they want to extend their defense and play pressure basketball, but they're already in the bonus now with just 8 minutes into this first half.
Another one coming for Braden Bell. Yeah, I don't know much, but I know that was Niagara's 7th team foul. Marist has only been whistled for 1. That means a lot of Red Fox free throws potentially the rest of the half. There's a stat for you right there. Now 10 Marist free throw attempts, none so far for Niagara.
Marist only 2 of 9 from the floor, but have done most of their damage from the free throw line. Have also left some points on the board, 6 of 10 from the free throw line.
And both of their made shots were threes. No surprise there. And And things starting to tighten up whistle-wise as we reach the second media timeout. Marist led by 1 point at the first break. They lead by 1 here, 12-11, 11:52 to go in the first. In the morning with the women's first round. Here we are, 10:30 at the second media timeout. All games so far have been in regulation as well. I won't say the other word. The crew will revolt if I do. A rebound ripped down by Zion Tordif. Marist controls with a 1 point lead. Razmi getting in the lane. That's good defense from Solomon, tying him up.
Great help defense from Solomon in the right spot. And able to put two hands on that basketball and time up. Good play. And nice aggressive play. We know the fouls have been mounting up for them, but Solomon in great position there to get those hands on the basketball.
Marist leads by 1. They've only made 2 shots. They've done their damage from deep and from the line. Here's Kawaka Mensah. Into the corner. McDonald, the pull-up 2.
That is a tough shot by McDonald. It gets Bell up in the air. And Bell recovered pretty nicely. He's got great size to contest.
McDonald, you got to get him off the line. 33 of his 43 made shots this season have been threes. It makes that pull-up even more difficult.
Hey, you probably signed for that shot. It's a travel. It's a good call. You see Niagara picking up the pressure has certainly affected Marist.
But we know Marist wants to play at a certain pace. Niagara does as well. Here's the Cubbage turnover.
And Cubbage is more of it, and that was a good call. He's more of a methodical type point guard. He doesn't want to go too fast. He's excellent at that drag dribble. You see over the defense, he's got great size. I like the way he runs the team.
Niagara 1 point lead, shooting 50% from the floor here in the early going. There's Towns, been quiet early on here. Shot clock inside of 10. Towns to the lane, will go to the line.
That was great action that Niagara tried to run to get Marcus Hammond a look there and get him a shot coming off a stagger screen. But the Marist defense played it very well. You just love watching these two teams compete on both ends.
Towns is an 81% shooter. Kawaka Mensah exits. Nick Kratholm comes back in. Towns doesn't miss a lot of free throws, but does there. Just a 2 point game still.
Now, regardless of the miss, though, Niagara picking up, extending that defense. You like that. You hear Greg Paulus screaming out, no hands to his team.
Razmi's 3 rims out. Hammond, double team. Razmi guards him. It's a great matchup to watch. Look at the length on the perimeter. Oh, Hammond mishandled. He has to go all the way near midcourt to retrieve. 8 seconds to shoot. Hammond from the free throw line. What a big time shot.
How do you guard that? Razmi guarded him tremendously that whole possession. But Hammond just so crafty, gets into the lane. Quick release, too, on that pull-up.
Marcus Hammond is doing his damage in small doses. Just 4 shots, but 5 points. There's a righty jump hook. That's a smooth shot for Jordan Jones.
And that's the separator in this game for Marist. Can they establish the post and get Jones some looks down there? Again, he dominated the regular season against Niagara.
Levniak double team, able to pass through it. Towns exploding to the lane, got caught in the air.
A great D from Jones there, staying vertical.
Cubbage to the bucket is good, and one. Marist, Steve, transitioning from, as you said, the great defense the other way through the great offense.
Tremendous first step by Towns, but look at Jones stay vertical and be able to get the block, and then Marist out in transition. And again, Cubbage is not a guy that's going to go lightning quick, but he just uses that size and that strength to get to the rim.
Kind of a theme this year in the league, isn't it? Big guards. Cubbage, Pickett, Salnave, and Hammond.
And really, there's nobody who plays at a more controlled pace than Jalen Pickett. And he is just a maestro with the basketball.
You could say, and he may very well be the player of the year when all is said and done. We have the award show tomorrow morning. Michael Cubbage has a little bit of that.
He does. He certainly does. I love the way that he plays.
Rebounds the Hammond miss. Three-point play gave Marist the 1-point lead, nearing the 8-minute mark here in the first half. Cubbage now going to go to the step back. Oh, rims in and out.
A pretty good defense there from Hammond. Again, he doesn't want to pick up his second foul.
Towns is double teamed, and it's just not a regular double team. An aggressive double team on the perimeter. Kratholm able to put it back in.
A great follow-up there by Kratholm as Solomon went hard. I love the way that these teams are competing right now, Eddie. We got intense basketball on both ends of the floor.
Bell on the handoff for three.
Bell is such a good-looking player, and what a great get for John Dunn. I think sky's the limit for Bell with his size and his shooting touch.
39% from three, but shot better as the year wore on. Here's Towns. Run two players at him.
A staple of a John Dunn defense. A hard hedge and trap from that big man.
There's Hammond again. That one was from beyond the NBA range.
Again, contested shot. Hammond is just a big-time shot maker.
Kratholm, good defense, back the other way. From Solomon behind the back. The jump stop in the lane, and he's fouled. Niagara out to a 1-point lead as these two teams go back and forth. Marist led by one early. Niagara now by one, but the last shot from the Fox is a good-looking triple from Braden Bell.
So much parity and competitive play. I like the way that both teams are trying to use their strengths. You know, Marist trying to grind, get to the rim, and take advantage of their size advantage, where Niagara trying to pick up the pace, pick up the pressure, and try to turn this into a quicker tempo game.
You see Niagara coming out in that pressure defense. Strong dribble with the left, and there is another shot for Jordan Jones.
Now watch out for this Marist team as John Dunn continues to bring in recruits and continues to cultivate his culture of strong, tough, physical basketball. They've got some pieces here.
And a lot of the guys we mentioned, all players that will come back next season. Good defense from St. Fercy. The length bothering Niagara on that possession. They literally will bring back this whole roster except Tobias Schoberg next year. Here's St. Fercy for three. Niagara shooting 53% here in the first half. However, they lead just by 1. Hammond front rim.
A good contest by Harasmi. He's really been doing that the whole first half, except Hammond has made some really nice-looking shots with guys in his face.
And a turnover. Solomon started it. Now ahead of the pack.
Great job by Solomon. Beautiful advance pass by Hammond.
He allowed Solomon to run under it. Made it easy on the other end after he did the hard work on defense.
And Bell might have traveled at the top of that move because of Solomon's pressure. He gets the poke from behind.
Well, out of the Marist timeout, John Dunn wanted to talk it over. See how this half ends here. Each team has taken 17 shots, weirdly enough, but Niagara with 1 more 3. That's the difference right now. Coverage's 3 is back rim. Here's Hammond with the rebound. Solomon again in the open floor. Can't finish with the left. And then Kwakamensa will get whistled for his second foul.
Good defense by Schoberg holding his ground. That's one where Solomon's got to just pull up for a jump shot. Such a lost art, right? But what's wrong with a 10-foot pull-up jump shot off the glass in that situation?
I'll tell you what's wrong with it. It hasn't happened this season yet. So, yes, while that is the right decision, and I'm sure every coach in America would agree, I don't think I've seen a pull-up jump shot in an AAU game since we played AAU basketball.
Unfortunately, you're right. The mid-range game is kind of a lost art. And a pull-up jump shot off the glass, Eddie?
Yeah.
I'm asking for a lot there because you're right. I don't know when's the last time I've seen that.
Braden Bell will take a seat. Marist will get Henry McKinney into the game for the first time. Just racking my brain. There are a few guys in the league that would go to that. It's the guy we've mentioned a few times already. Jalen Pickett makes a lot of shots in the mid-range.
He's got a retro-style type game, too.
He does. He's a throwback kind of player. Yeah, I think Cubbage would shoot that shot as well. That's probably the list. Solomon. Now, he might have hurt us. Oh, and it just rimmed out.
Oh, right on cue.
Think he's piped into the broadcast? You think he's got the Houston Astros earpiece? Now McKinney travels. It'll give it back over to Niagara. It's the 4th Marist turnover. And that'll get Sagal back in. Quick stints for both McKinney and Zion Tordiff in this game. You get to this time of the year, the coaches are pretty set in their rotations anyway. Maybe try to steal a minute here or there from players who don't play a whole lot.
This is do or die, though, right? So if you don't feel it, you're going back to your main guys.
That's good defense. Schober got a hand on it. Here's Sagal now, going to go to the rim, and he gets the roll. Oh, and Solomon hit the deck very hard.
That's a great drive by Sagal there. Tremendous defense, great hands. Solomon went down hard there, but he's right back up.
Well, that bucket gives Marist a 1-point lead. As you'll see, the Foxes turning defense to offense. Tyler Sagal putting Marist in front.
The different strengths, right? Marist with their size and their defense, and Niagara with their three-point shooting, and of course they have Marcus Hammond.
Leads the way with 8 points so far, including 2 from beyond the arc. 2 threes, that is. It's funny how styles and rosters, when they meet, how things play out. And this league so much, especially this tournament, it's all about matchups.
Yeah, and Marist, as the last place team, I think they match up pretty well with Niagara. And not really going out on a limb. They swept the regular season against the Purple Eagles, so I think they're happy to face Niagara. And then if you're Greg Paulus and his crew, you say, all right, well, now it's time to get our revenge. And you know the old saying, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season. plus, you don't need too much motivation after a team swept you in a regular season to get them focused for a tournament game.
Yeah, there was the illegal screen from Schoberg. Good to see Solomon back in the game after that nasty fall he took. And here comes Cubbage, 2:40 to go. It's a 1-point Marist lead. Trying to post Schoberg. Here's Sagel instead. Well, picks up his dribble. Only 5 seconds now. St. Percy gets all the way to the cup.
It was a tremendous defensive possession until the very end. Not a great switch there. McDonald let him turn the corner, get to his left hand.
Hammond, Solomon. Go to the jump stop in the lane. The tough shot for Raheem Solomon rims out. Cubbage gets around Solomon, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Tired-looking defense by Solomon there at the top. And Cubbage just is able to go right to the rim. Straight line drive, uncontested.
4 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists so far for Michael Cubbage, doing kind of that stuffing the stat sheet role that has Marist out to a 3-point lead.
The only two guys who lead their team in points, rebounds, and assists are in this game. Cubbage on the free throw line and Marcus Hammond right next to him.
Schoberg takes a seat. Jordan Jones back in, along with Bell. Kratholm comes out. Damani Thomas in. So for at least the next minute 41, got a 5-guard alignment on the floor for Niagara. You and I saw that a game we did up in Buffalo, and they used it to their advantage.
Missed opportunities again for Marist on the free throw line.
Marcus Hammond racing down floor, and he'll go to the line.
John Dunn looking at his team saying that can't happen. You go 0 for 2 on the free throw line after poor defense from Solomon. Cubbage is able to steal some points at the line, but he misses 2, and then Hammond gets the run-out opportunity, and now he's going to the free throw line.
I believe John Dunn just literally said that can't happen.
Yes, he did.
I think you just said that. Another Hammond free throw on the way, the 80% free throw shooter. Not only is he fast, quick, but because he's not the widest player in the world, he literally can get through spaces other guys can't.
He's just such a crafty player. And you see, even there, the angle that he was on, he put such clever spin on the basketball. He almost got the and one. That ball almost went down.
First player in double figures is Marcus Hammond. And here's the turnover. Niagara going with 5 guards here late in the first half. You see no one in the painted area. The 5-out offense.
This is where I'd want to go to Hammond here. Get a screen for Hammond. Let him shoot a 3 here.
So Solomon instead will go to the basket. He'll finish. Niagara back in front.
Even better, right? Solomon comes off a flare screen, goes right to the rim and finishes.
Maybe getting a little example of how Niagara can contend with Marist. They'll say, keep all the size you want. We're going to make you guard 5 guys out on the perimeter. As with just under a minute to go, it'll be a Marist timeout. Steve spread and Niagara leads by 1.
Hey, you look at the shooting percentages, and you would think that Niagara could be up by more in this game. Marist is starting to come back shooting percentages-wise, now 40%. But they certainly left some points on the free throw line.
Just 10 seconds for Marist to shoot. Erasmi going to get into the paint. And an offensive foul will send it the other way. Oh, no, they call it on Raheem Solomon.
Erasmi actually might have gotten hit here by Hammond as he comes down. I think he did hit him on the arm, and they call a foul. That's a tough foul on Solomon, in my opinion. It looked to me that Hammond might have hit Harazmi on his way up. Instead, the other guy gets the foul, and Solomon, the other scorer for Niagara.
And I got thrown off because someone pointed the other way emphatically. So instead, it'll be Matt Harazmi with 39 seconds to go in the first. This has been really the biggest thing that has kept Marist in the game is indeed the free throw line. As Greg Paulus looks on, the former point guard for Coach K, quarterback for Doug Marrone at the University of Syracuse. Been a one-point game, it seems, throughout. The largest lead either way in this game was 4. Niagara led 16-12. Towns is going to get it with 9 seconds. Here's Thomas, spin, Hammond from the free throw line. Good possession.
Phenomenal possession. And the ball ends up in Hammond's hands right at the end of the clock.
Bell to beat the first half buzzer, won't get it to fall. And that bucket from Marcus Hammond not only gives him 12 points, but gives Niagara a 1-point lead at the break.
Well, back and forth half, Eddie. Marcus Hammond putting on a show early. That was good half.
That was a good half. I think we're going to go on camera in, I think, the second segment, potentially.
Okay.
And it was Hercules Tires. And that guy knows a thing or two about championship week. His very successful stint as Coach K's point guard at Duke. Greg Paulus on one sideline has his Niagara team up 31-30. First possession here of the second half for Marist. They again go right down low to Jones and Kratholm with the block.
Well, what a set. A chance for Marist to get a lay-in right at the beginning of the half, and Kratholm recovers and gets the block shot.
Kratholm, one of the few guys in the Niagara roster with the size to contend with Jones. There's Solomon feeling it, back rim. Jones with the rebound.
I love the play that Marist ran right at the beginning, perfectly executed, just couldn't finish it at the end.
So 1-point Niagara lead, 1 minute gone by here in the second half. And Marist really makes you work in the half court, don't they?
They do a great job of moving out the basketball and cutting off that high post guy.
Well, Brown's deflection, now Sagel has to hoist one up for 3. And the defense by Brown leads to the shot clock violation.
And deflection all the way into the backcourt there, and that throws off the Marist possession. Credit Niagara for that defense.
Here's Hammond, the only double-figure scorer in the game right now. Sagel the deflection, but no one was there to grab it. We saw that once in the first half. Everyone assumed the other guy was going to get the ball. Brown into the lane. Solomon diving to the basket.
Great job by Brown, and a beautiful cut by Solomon. And nifty footwork to put himself right in the front of the rim.
Solomon now with 8 points. This Niagara team, it's Hammond, Towns, Solomon, Roberts. Those are the guys that they count on. Blocking foul called on Shandon Brown. It'll be inbounded on the side, but Niagara's been spacing Steve Marist out well and able to attack from a variety of angles.
Yeah, great job by Brown getting to the rim off the dribble there, and Solomon moving without the basketball to put himself in position to receive that pass and finish.
Sagal turns the corner, finds the line, the step back three. Good box out down low by Roberts. Hammond calling for it top of the key. Marcus Hammond off on the left.
Harasmi with a great closeout there.
Bodies get tangled up in the backcourt. Kratholm slow to get up. Leads to this Jones dunk attempt that he misses. Brown, Solomon, Roberts in the corner.
Oh, Solomon found him too late. Roberts was open.
Everyone back, about 3 minutes gone by here in the second. Shot clock down to 7. They throw it down low to Kratholm. Give him a paint touch. Big jump stop in the lane. Hit the rim. It allowed Solomon to get the offensive rebound. A third try, and St. Percy pulls it down.
I really like the way Solomon's attacking the glass there.
Cubbage knifing inside. St. Percy from the wing is good.
Nice job, Cubbage, attacking, finding St. Percy. And Roberts, much smaller in size, but he really contested and elevated to block that shot. Not an easy shot for St. Percy there.
Just as soon as Niagara took a 3-point lead, Marist able to tie it up. Here's a foul on the perimeter. It'll get a host of new Purple Eagles into the game, along with Tobias Schoberg for Marist.
Now look at Roberts get up and contest. That's a big bucket there as Marist missed some opportunities their first couple possessions. Bell had a look after a great set run right after halftime, and then Bell, as Kratholm was down, Marist was 5 on 4, and Bell had a wide open dunk and he missed.
Levniak too strong on a corner three. Coming up on the first media timeout, here's Cubbage. Watched by Towns, whips it into Braden Bell. And Bell couldn't find Schoberg. Here comes Hammond. Right down the middle of the floor. Hammond to the lefty, shot, rolls it in.
The degree of difficulty on that shot is huge. That is such a tough shot to make. Going full speed, Hammond makes it look easy.
14 now for Marcus Hammond. Each team has had an answer for the other one. See what Marist has now with 8 on the shot clock. Cubbage sizing up Towns. Braden Bell offensive rebound. And Harasmi, whistle for the travel. First media timeout, Niagara holds a 2-point lead, 15-15 to go in the second half.
There, it's just not an easy play, but so talented.
Strong move of the game again, presented by Hercules Tires, the official tire of the MAAC. Towns loses it. Here comes Harasmi.
Smart play here by Harasmi. I like the way he plays too. Under control, fits into how John Dunn wants to play. Looks like he's a vocal leader out there too.
He's setting screens right now, doing all the dirty work. Bell getting to the left.
I love Braden Bell. This kid's got a chance to be such a good player in this league. A JUCO transfer.
Yeah, played his freshman season at Ranger College. He's from Rowlett, Texas originally. John Dunn always seemed to find success going to the Lone Star State.
Yep.
Hammond finding Kwaka Mensah and Bell. A little too late coming over.
Great rotation. Just a split second too late.
All right, Steve, coach us up. How late was he?
I mean, he saw it coming, got his hands in there. Cubbage was also there too, and they pride themselves on those rotations when the big's out there hedging a ball screen.
Hammond open for three. He doesn't need a whole lot of room to get it off, and he now has 17 points.
Greg Paulus does a great job of getting Hammond looks and running a tremendous offense. And if you're Marist, you just can't lose him because that's what could happen.
Whistle here, a little too aggressive was James Towns. Well, Hammond Steve now at 17 points, and Kawaka Mensah setting the screen. That's a great look for a great shooter.
And Hammond continues to move it out the basketball. That's just a simple down screen there. Good basketball by Kawaka Mensah. Bell's got to do a better job of getting over that screen.
St. Fercy, the big-time jump stop and finish.
I love that move. Under control. A hard jump stop there. And then the great touch.
I feel that the jump stop has been bypassed by everything else. The Euro step, the pro hop, whatever you want to call it.
I will say, I'm a big fan of the pro hop. A pro hop is still a jump stop, in my opinion. It's just more of a sideways jump stop, and you're still, for the most part, under control.
Erasmi's three just rims out. Roberts to the pull-up jumper. And there's Braden Bell underneath. And you think of some of the big-time players that Greg Paul has played with, that he can kind of draw back experience on when he ran for Coach K to get great guys' looks. And John Shire maybe made that three a couple times in Greg Paulus' time at Duke.
J.J. Redick too, right?
I think towards the end, yeah, I believe so. And this is an illegal screen. It'll send it the other way. I know I'm a little biased because it's the last game of the night and you and I are doing this game. This has been, I think, the best game of the first round.
Oh, absolutely. This is two teams competing at a high level and two coaches who do an excellent job with their respective programs. And I love it, Eddie. I think we're in store for a wire finish here at the end.
They take nothing away from the Manhattan win over Fairfield. That was double figures, and Iona distanced itself from Canisius towards the end of that game. This one has a feel of an 8-9 game. Two evenly matched teams. Solomon, the pull-up two. Sagel, the rebound.
Good job. Gang rebounding there by Marist. And we know Niagara lacks size, and they're not going to hurt you on the glass.
Cubbage going to go to the floater and puts Marist back in front.
And you see the Marist guys getting into the lane using that size, even though not overly quick, but they're big and strong. So Cubbage gets in the lane. St. Fercy, we saw his big jump stop just a couple possessions before.
Well, and Cubbage looked like a guy on that drive that drove without fear because there wasn't any rim protection down low.
Absolutely.
And Kratholm fouled, and he'll go to the line. And that foul will get us to the immediate timeout. Back and forth, Marist and Niagara go. Michael Cubbage getting inside, getting the finish, and giving Marist the lead. I might need to, let's start impersonating people.
I think if Marist, ends up dropping a close one here, I think they've missed some opportunities. One from the free throw line in the first half, and then two, the way they started the second half here. Bell had 2 point-blank opportunities. One dunk that he missed, and the one great set. Love that set that John Dunn ran.
Well, Jones is on the bench in this set here. Tordif back in. Well, Sagel's been pretty quiet in this game. He's hit some big shots for them this season. Erasmi with 7 seconds. Cubbage, open spot from the free throw line.
Cubbage is a good player, and he keeps his dribble alive. And guys will fake and stunt at him and help defense. A lot of times that'll force a player to pick up their dribble, and he kept his dribble the whole time and then got into the lane there and pulled up for a jump shot.
Well, that's the difference between him shooting a contested three and that open two. That has to come with maturity, right? And he's an older guy. He spent some time in junior college. Towns from straight away.
Big-time shot from James Towns. How about a guy like him coming off your bench, providing a spark?
A double-digit score off the Niagara bench and gives them a 1-point lead. Sagal pivots. Cubbage tries the three. An offensive rebound. Tortif and Harasmi do battle. And this whistle will go on Niagara.
Well, that's good basketball, though. You know, Sagal coming off the ball screen. You drag the defense, and you hit the lift guy, which was Cubbage, and he had an open look. Because of that, Cubbage not really known as a knockdown three-point shooter. He's more of a guy that, again, is going to get into the lane and shoot those mid-range. But Cubbage had an open look. He took his time, just didn't knock it down. But it's good offensive basketball.
Tortif on the block to the lefty. Jump hook, he rolls it in.
We've talked about this. The separator in this game for Marist. Can they establish a post presence? Braden Bell, great play.
And here comes Cubbage with Marist now leading by one. Bell back to Sagal. Sagal being guarded by Roberts. Wants to shoot over him and puts it in on the baseline.
How about that shot from Sagal? Sagal's another big guard for John Dunn's team. And just has a little bit of a height advantage on Roberts. Roberts, great position, tremendous defense, but Sagal able to shoot right over him. Good defense here. Harasmi denying Hammond.
Yeah, we haven't said Marcus Hammond's name in a while here in the second half as Marist has built a three-point lead. Roberts to the pull-up. He's made big shots for Niagara all season, and Greg Paulus wants to take time out.
Well, I like the play by Roberts there. Tremendous answer after Sagal knocked the shot in on him.
Yeah, Sagal on the baseline on one end, Roberts to the pull-up on the other end, and Marist leads 45-44. It does allow them to set up some full-court defense, and this is the unit that went on a bit of a run for Niagara. You know, they go a little smaller. Kawaka now at the 5. And then remember, that led the way to them playing a 5-guard lineup late in the first half when they took a lead.
And they lack depth in the front court, and that certainly hurt them. And they're towards the bottom of the league in rebounding. But they play hard. They still compete.
Harasmi tees up a three. It rims out. Here's Niagara underneath. Brown into the lane. Here's Roberts again.
Roberts is a guy, he shoots the three very well. He hits big shots. Great look there by Brown.
Bell's open for three this time.
You get the idea. Niagara needs a 6'9" big to complete their lineup, right? They got some good players on the perimeter.
Here's Levniak.
I will say Kawaka competes, and he's undersized, but he plays the 5 position for him, and he competes.
Brown shot falls in. Niagara back in front.
Big shot there by Brown. That's the 17th lead change in this game.
Yeah, it seems like literally every bucket or every other is giving someone a lead. Imagine if they had Marvin Prochet, one more year of Marvin Prochet. I know not the big, but at least gives a presence down low. There's Cubbage getting inside and earning a trip to the free throw line. Ooh, he hit the ground hard. And he'll be all right. 2 Michael Cubbage free throws coming when we return from the media timeout.
Jersey Shore guys, Eddie.
We are. It's news for people that saw you. It is not news if you saw me in the open. And Cubbage knocks down the first one, ties the game up. What a game for Michael Cubbage. Right now, 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, just 1 turnover.
Oh, we said he's excellent with the basketball. Does a great job of getting them into offense. Holds his dribble for a long time. He might be on his way to a triple-double. I love the big guards that he has in his program, John Dunn.
And they identify guys like Cubbage, 6'4", almost 200 pounds. Harasmi's a bigger guy. Sagal's a bigger guy. Bell's a bigger guy. Near turnover there for Niagara. Solomon, aggressive take, will earn him a trip to the line.
And they almost turned that basketball over. Marist just couldn't come up with that loose ball, and Solomon going hard to the basket there. And Solomon's had some good moments in this game.
He has, and he really did a lot of damage last year from three. And then you look at the numbers this year, still shooting 35%, but his moments in this game have been going to the rim.
Yeah, he's done well. We saw that nice little pro hop he made off the pass from Brown and had a phenomenal take in the first half right by the defense for an easy 2. And he's been active on the glass, too. He's been crashing. And Solomon really had his coming out party in this game last year.
Yeah.
And where Niagara was the last seed, and they played a tough, close game to Monmouth and almost knocked off the Hawks, and then Monmouth went on to make the championship game.
Oh, so there you go. Well, actually, back-to-back years, the 6th seed has made the MAAC final, I believe. Or is it 2 of the last 3 years? Monmouth did last year, and did Fairfield the year before?
Tyler Nelson.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's an omen for Niagara. Maybe Greg Paulus' team will make that run. Oh, Kratholm gets drilled by Jones. The Harasmi 3 went in. We'll have to sort out a bunch of stuff here. They'll have to see, does the 3 count? A. B, where does the foul occur? C, is it extracurricular? Let's see. That was kind of an odd-looking play. There's the Harasmi shot. So the shot is after what looked like, Steve, 2 players that kind of battled, and then that's a hard one to diagnose. I'll let you do it.
That's a tough one, and the official didn't really make a call, it looked like. He raised his hand and blew the whistle. There's a shot to the face. Kratholm got hit by Bell, and Kratholm's kind of losing his balance. It looks like he pulls Bell down, or Kratholm just fell. But Bell did give him a shot there as they were posting up. Now, is that 3 going to count, though? I didn't see any official, give the motion that the shot was going to count.
Neither did I.
I also didn't see the motion where the shot wasn't going to count.
Yeah, I think, well, based on that original angle we had, the shot was up and good before Kratholm. It kind of looked like he got like an old wrestling move, like that side.
Yes.
Like whip move, because he gets, Jones gets him a little bit there, and then Kratholm kind of dives over his body. Irish whip, there you go. It's Joe Ruggiero in our ear doing all of the work in this game. And based on that, the 3 looks like it occurs after the Irish whip, if we want to just make it that. But that's not for us to decide. It's up to our crew. But like you said, I didn't see a good 3 or a no good 3 sign. We got, maybe they're going NFL style here. Just go to the monitor and figure it out.
Yeah, I think, now, when did the whistle come, too? I think the whistle came after the 3. I think the 3 should count. And then we'll see if they give maybe a flagrant to Bell for getting Kratholm in the face.
Well, I think the original call, I heard a foul was called on Kratholm by the PA announcer, which obviously is not official. So there's a lot to kind of digest here. And so much so that John Dunn's going to take a seat. I don't blame him.
You never know, right? When you go to the monitor, you never know what you're going to get here. And Harasmi had a great look. He was wide open. That would be a shame for Marist if they couldn't count that 3.
And I think you're right. I think the whistle occurred after the shot had gone in. And I think really all of the officials were trying to figure out why Kratholm ended up on the ground. Really more than anything else. They're going to confer.
I'm going to take a guess here. An educated one.
I will let you do that.
3-pointers good, Harasmi.
Okay.
And then we're going to even it out, and we're going to give a flagrant foul right there. Oh, no. I don't think that is flagrant anymore.
Well, they're going to now send the 3rd referee to the monitor. So, all right, I will allow you.
I might amend my...
You can amend. It's America.
Educated guess. I think it's a 3 for Harasmi. I don't know. The official made a call and almost looked like he wasn't sure what to call.
Yeah.
So then we went to the monitor here, and I wonder if they still don't know what to call.
So it could be... It's like a multiple choice test. It's a 3. Do you go double common foul?
Oh, no basket.
And we're going to get a word here with our good friend, King Whetstone. So, as we got in our ear from our producer, Joe Ruggiero, confirmed by our officials, no bucket, common foul on Nick Kratholm.
Well, that's
I think it's a
tough call for Marist, and I guess a great foul. The Irish whip. Now, I'm not a wrestling guy, but apparently that's a move. Ends up being a great foul because it takes 3 points off the board for Marist.
And there you go, after all is said and done. Yeah, it was kind of just a weird-looking play. See how it affects things now with 6.5 to go. It'd be poetic if Harasmi makes one here, wouldn't it be? Jones dribbling into 2 Purple Eagles. And they call it jump ball.
No, mark down time and score right now as maybe a turning point in this game.
We'll do that.
Marist has great offense to get Harasmi a wide open shot, and it ends up not counting. Great job of Harasmi chasing Hammond off that stagger.
Well, since he hit that 3, he's been pretty quiet. Has picked his spots in spurts in this game. Here's Solomon. He'll try a 3. The only Niagara players, well, they've had a few hit 1 3, but Hammond's 3 of 8. After that, the rest of the team now 3 for 9. Jones with the left hand gives Marist back the lead.
So good going to that left hand, Jones. That's a big-time bucket right now.
Jordan Jones right now has had just enough offense. 6 points in this game. Hammond looking for it. Going to turn the corner. 3 different Red Foxes run at him. Solomon down low and gets hit by a wave of red and will go to the line.
I know it ends in a foul, but that is a great defensive possession. Listen, you never want to have 3 guys on the ball, right? But I will say, just look how hard they're playing. And you don't want Marcus Hammond to beat you, so you know what? Let's throw 3 guys on him. And then he throws out of the trap. Watch how fast Braden Bell goes for a steal and then recovers and is there in time to contest that shot. It's phenomenal. It's just John Dunn type defense. He gets the right guys in to play hard and compete and rotate so well.
Another Solomon free throw. This one could give Niagara back the lead. Have to keep our eye on that stat. Like you said, I believe right now we're at 20 lead changes in this game. And now 21. Oh, Bell's going to catch and shoot. This one was pulling him a little bit to the right. One of the few quick one-and-done possessions for Marist.
John Dunn not happy with the Braden Bell shot selection. I will say, though, Bell hit the same sort of shot in the first half, off the ball or off the dribble handoff, and he had a look.
That would be his response.
But John Dunn, to say the least, not happy with that shot selection.
Towns, Hammond, corner triple. Marcus Hammond now has 20.
And again, he's the guy you can't let beat you. You got to make somebody else knock down, and he gets an open look.
Credit Towns. He's a guy who likes to shoot himself, unselfish with the extra pass.
Absolutely. Knowing your teammates, Hammond's the guy you want shooting the basketball.
Kawaka Mensah gets his hand on that Bell attempt. It'll be Marist ball.
A big part of this game right here. Big possession before the 4-minute timeout. What's your bread and butter baseline out of bounds play? John Dunn drew a beautiful one up in their game against Siena. They almost knocked off the Saints before Pickett's buzzer beater. He drew one up to get Harasmi a 3.
Cubbage going to take it himself, but right before the pass, he dragged the pivot foot. I think Marist wanted contact. Instead, it's Cubbage whistle for the travel.
I think that's pretty good defense. Cubbage did shuffle right at the end there. He was kind of in between jump stops. I think that's a good call. It's a big, huge possession here for Marist if they can get a stop.
Inside of 4 minutes to go. It's a 4-point Niagara lead. Towns, Kawaka-Mensah lost the handle. Jones, a huge recovery block.
What a block by Jones.
If only Kawaka-Mensah would have caught it cleanly, but that bobble gave Jones just enough extra time.
Huge play.
Now can Marist use that block and take advantage? 5 seconds to shoot. Cubbage, the pull-up from straight away. Rims in and out. Bell, a big offensive rebound.
Great patience by Bell. No force there, gets that ball back out.
Trying to get a look for Jones down low. Gets to his left hand, and a foul called on Kawaka-Mensah. 4-point Niagara lead. A couple of seconds ago, they almost had a chance to increase it, except Jordan Jones manning the middle for Marist. It's not a loud 20, but he just makes shots. He just does the right thing.
But it's 20 in a low-scoring game where points are somewhat hard to come by, and they're just, that three-pointer in the corner was a huge bucket.
Oh, no, the impact of the shot's huge. When I say quiet, I mean he doesn't. I'm used to players making shots and flexing all the time. He makes shots and just runs back down.
I like that. The flex is one of the worst epidemics in sports, by the way.
It's a dangerous word to use this week, my friend. And Jones goes 1 out of 2, and Solomon with the rebound. Here we go, one possession game, final 3 minutes. Every play now so big. Hammond going to pull up with Harasmi right in his face, and it'll send it down the other way.
It's big-time defense by Harasmi, and contested shot. You do your job, and you hope it doesn't go in. Credit Harasmi.
Now see if Marist can take advantage of the opportunity. This game has featured 10 ties and 21 lead changes. Only 5 seconds to shoot. Jones down low with the left hand. He rolls it in.
What a great possession. The way these guys share the basketball, that's just phenomenal ball movement. You get what you need there with the big hedging out. You let Jones roll to the rim, and you got him matched up against Brown. Huge size advantage, and he finishes off the play.
Double team on Towns. Kratholm calling for it down low, and a blocking foul is called on Harasmi.
We'll have to see another angle at it. Harasmi in pretty good position.
Oh.
I think he might have had a foot on the line there. And he was in the right position. But I think he might have had a foot on the line of that restricted area, so it ends up being a good call. You see just how well coached Marist is on both ends of the floor. They know their principles so well. Not many guys force shots. That last possession, they needed a bucket in the worst way, and they bring that clock all the way down, and then right at basically 2 seconds on the shot clock, they get the look that they want, which is Jones down low slipping to the rim in a mismatch with Brown having to come over and guard him.
See John Dunn over there just having conversations with whoever will agree that anyone in Marist didn't love that call. You see Kratholm has that weird kind of shot put release, and Cubbage pulls down the rebound.
I think you signed for that, though. You signed for 1 out of 2. And now only a 2-point game, and you can continue to go inside. Keep getting Jones looks. You know, he's the mismatch in this game with his size against the small Niagara team.
When 100 seconds remain, Niagara leads by 2. It's been a close one throughout, which is pretty much destined to come down to the wire. Sagal picks up his dribble. Just 6 seconds, and John Dunn will call timeout.
John Dunn realizing his possession was going nowhere there. It's phenomenal Niagara defense on those guards, Roberts and Brown.
Minute 21 to decide this one. Cubbage gets it right back from Jones. Going to get to the free throw line, pull up off the back of the rim. Levniak with the rebound.
That's a great stop by Niagara, and an even better timeout by Greg Paulus. And he knows how important it is to get a good possession here. His team up 2. They need a separator bucket. I'm going to bring
back pretty much all of their rotational players. Minute to go. Here's Brown. Kawaka Mensah going to use the screen. Now 8. Solomon. The step back shot with 5. And here's Marist now with a chance to tie or even take the lead.
Well, surprising on that one that Hammond never even touched the ball there.
Right back down to Jones. Continues being aggressive. Gets the roll.
Great job of execution there. And Jones, assertive move getting to that left hand.
Niagara has 1 timeout left. See what they elect to do. Marcus Hammond dribbling with 20 points. And now 18 seconds to go in a tie game.
Do you dare run a trap at Marcus Hammond here and not let him beat you?
7 seconds to shoot. Gonna size up Harasmi. Gets to the right hand. Finds Solomon down low. The shot is good with 3.8 seconds left.
Well, we know Hammond can score, Eddie. And this time, he does it by making his teammates better and putting them in position to make plays. All the defense collapses on Marcus Hammond. He's able to get right into the lane. Look at 3 guys on him. And then Solomon goes up with a big finish.
And still has to finish over Harasmi, who not only was on Hammond, but had the presence of mind to go contest Solomon. High-level basketball both ways. And what we know is Niagara leads. And the 21st lead change goes the way of the Purple Eagles with just under 4 seconds left.
Now, you remember the timeout, the possession where John Dunn had to call a timeout with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. That becomes a big play here because then they're out of timeouts right now. If they still had the extra one, they could throw this ball up to half court and then call another timeout and then try to run a sideline out of bounds play from there. Now, without any more timeouts, they've got to go. What you can't do is you can't inbound the ball to a player who's going away from your basket and going towards your...
Well, 3.8 seconds left. Harasmi gets it into Cubbage. Cubbage is going to pull up from beyond the arc, and it rims out. And Marist comes that close to taking the final lead change of the game as Michael Cubbage's shot hits the front rim, and Niagara survives and advances 56-54 over Marist. This is the first time this year they've been able to beat the Red Foxes. What a win for the Niagara Purple Eagles.
What a phenomenal game this was on both ends. So competitive. Congratulations to Niagara coach Greg Paulus.